Hi, I'm Plami, and in this episode of Radio K, I'm gonna be reacting to my favorite K-pop group's most recent album, Stray Kids, with their album In Life. And yeah, it's been actually quite a few months since this comeback that they had. But if you remember, around the time that they came back with that song, was actually right before I was moving to a different city for my university studies, and around that time I wasn't really able to do videos, which is why I also kind of stopped doing album reactions around the time, and also because I just got completely overwhelmed and couldn't keep up with releases. So it's been a while since I've reacted to Stray Kids. I think that might have been the last time I reacted to them. No, maybe I think it was when they released their Japanese track. That was the most recent reaction to them, but still, it's been a while. I've been wanting to react to this in a long time, and we're finally there. And because there's actually quite a few songs in this album, even though it's like a reissue of the previous album, which was the best album of 2020 in my opinion. I'm gonna be splitting it into two videos, and in this one we're gonna be checking out the first four songs, which are the Tortoise and the Hare, Be Me, Annie, and X. And two of those songs actually have music videos, so that's gonna be exciting to check out. But anyway, without further ado, let's just start off the reaction with the first song, the Tortoise and the Hare, in 3, 2, 1. I'm pretty excited to see how good these songs are gonna be because I love Go Live. Yeah, that is kind of weird sounding. Okay, that's a weird ass song, I'm gonna give it that. I might have to react to this one a second time just because I'm so confused what the fuck he's trying to do. I love that Sumin and In are actually singing in low vocals. That is actually something really cool. No, he did not just rhyme we know with Lee know. 10 out of 10 on the lyrics. This is the weirdest song that Stray Kids has done. They're really taking to its name, like they're really exemplifying the name of the song. Like honestly, even as a Stray Kids connoisseur, and especially with like a fan of these kinds of K-pop songs, this is fucking weird and hard to love, honestly. I'm just so interested because it's so unique. But this is like hell of a song. I do not blame anybody if they do not like this song on first listen at all. One thing I love about Stray Kids is that they also try in their B-sides. A lot of the time K-pop groups would just put random crap in their B-sides just to fill the album. I know, you know, we know, we know. Oh my god, that's so funny. So as I was saying, a lot of the times K-pop groups will just put random stuff in their B-sides just to fill album space. But Stray Kids, I feel like they still try different things in their B-sides, and I love that about it. And by the way, they're not the only ones who do that, but they're my favorite who do that. Okay, so the song is done. Okay, we're definitely gonna listen to this one a second time because it's just like so all over the place. I feel like I will end up loving it, but it's just like such a weird song. They're really exemplifying the name of it, which is like the tortoise and the hare, which is like the turtle and the rabbit story. And like I love how they have they are singing about going fast and going slow, and at the same time either going fast and going slow. Like that's such a cool way to do a song. I love that. Like that is something that I would love to do if I ever end up writing a song. Like just doing a unique take on a song that is also named with a very with a name that describes it really well. Like that's something that I really like about this song. But definitely on the first listen, it's a wild one. It's a wild one. I do not blame anybody about not liking this, especially like coming if they haven't listened to Stray Kids music. I do not blame them for not liking this. It's hard for me to like even as a fan of Stray Kids, and I'll definitely need a few more listens to really understand this song. And as I've said before, I usually don't do reactions to B-sides when I'm doing album reactions, but except in the cases when I'm really interested in checking out a song a second time because it's really good or it's really interesting. But in this case, I just feel like I need to react to it the second time because I just don't understand anything about this song just on a first listen. So we're gonna go at it again in 3, 2, 1. Also, didn't really notice any lines from Felix. The rapping is, as always, freaking amazing. Oh, there's some lines from Felix. I know, you know, we know. This part is very catchy. And again, I love that Sungmin and Nina are the one doing this part because they're doing it in low voices. I love that. I just cannot get over him using his name as a rhyme. Honestly, I'm not really understanding this song at all, even on a second listen. That's gonna be a tough one to really fall in love with. I kinda appreciate it for being so freaking experimental, but damn. I'm really curious what is the general sentiment for this song, because I like it for being very experimental, but as a song on its own, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna listen to it. I think just because it's such a wild and unique song, I'll probably end up listening to it, and because it's Stray Kids. Leave it for Stray Kids to be fucking pushing the boundary in K-pop music. I think we'll be having Stray Kids music for very, very many years. Not only when Stray Kids is still a group, but even after they stop being a group and like become like 30-year-old adults, even then I feel like 3RACH are gonna be producing plenty of songs for other groups. Like they're just too good with their music to not be releasing music for the rest of their lives after they're done with being an idol group. But yeah, this was a really, really fun and interesting song to listen to. I still don't think I really comprehended, but I'm definitely gonna give it a very high score, at least for the experimental side of it. Like, it's such a unique song. Like, there's nothing like this in K-pop at all. So even for that, it honestly deserves a 10 out of 10. But because it's not really quite catchy, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna end up listening to it. I don't really feel like giving it a 10 out of 10, so I'm gonna give it the second best thing, which I think it's like a 9.6 out of 10. Because I just have to commend this song for being very, very unique. Like, it's the most unique song I've heard, if not ever, in a long ass time. But yeah, we still have plenty of songs to react from this album, so I guess let's just get a move on and let's get into the next song, which is Be Me in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I've listened to a little bit of this song by accident because I didn't skip to the next song when I was listening to Stray Kids. This one is definitely much more easy to get into. Ooh, I love how hard and sudden that hits. That's a great production idea on the production side of things. This pre-chorus is really good. I feel like the chorus could have been a little better, but I'm still really, really liking it. So far, in terms of comparisons to Go Live, the album, this is pretty similar to Phobia, and it's about the same in terms of how much I like it. This pre-chorus is dope as hell. Oh, again we have in a more lower register. I like that. Okay, that was a sudden switch, but I kinda like it here. Actually, I wish this was more incorporated into the song, because I'm pretty sure the song is just gonna end right after this. honestly a great ending to the song. I wish that was it was the bridge of the song, and we had another verse of the chorus that was a little bit more explosive. I think that would have made the song a little better, because I also feel like the song is a little short, but I'm not sure whether that's necessarily the case. I feel like that it extends the songs to like 3 minutes and 20 seconds, but without it, it's like 250. So I think we could have snuck one more final chorus, but even without it, it's still a fine song. I enjoy it. It's definitely much more easy to get into compared to the Tortoise and the Hare, but it's still a good song. Like, both of them are really good songs, and this one is more melodic, so people who are not necessarily too much into the experimental stuff from Stray Kids are gonna enjoy this one a little bit more. And in terms of how much I like it in comparison to Go Live, as I said, it's about the same as Phobia, maybe a little bit lower, just because I just listened to this song for the first time. I feel like after a few more listens it's gonna get better, because that was the case for Phobia. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it even on first listen, but it definitely grew on me even more the more I listened to it. So I feel like that's gonna be the case for this one as well, especially because I've listened to a little bit of this song before when I was listening to Stray Kids, and ended up getting into the In Live album and forgot to skip, so I heard at least like the first 10 to 20 seconds of the song, and I instantly liked it back then, so I feel like I'm gonna be all over this song tomorrow. But yeah, it's a pretty good song. In terms of the rating, it's not really as mind-blowing, I would say, as the Tortoise and the Hare, because it's not as interesting, I guess you could say. It's still a good song, don't get me wrong, but it's not as interesting. There's not as much happening as in that song, so I don't know. I feel like for this one it's gonna be a little bit lower at a 9.4 out of 10. It doesn't necessarily mean that this song is worse than the Tortoise and the Hare or anything. It's just that that's what it feels like it deserves it. It feels like a 9.4 out of 10 kind of song. It's good, it's very catchy, it's melodic, and I like it, but there's just a little bit more things to entertain my brain in the Tortoise and the Hare than there is in this one, but it's still good. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving on to the music video portion of these songs with the song Any. So without further ado, let's get into that song in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this one is a bit more quiet. So I guess this song is going to be basically the easy of this album. Wait, that did not sound like Felix at all. You know, this is a good use of autotune. This is what use of autotune should be like. This is a stylistic take on stylistic use of autotune. Not whatever people say that BTS has been doing with some of their recent releases. Honestly, I really like this. We definitely reacted to this one a second time. I love Felix's voice in this. It's so different from his usual voice, and I think that's why I like it so much. Oh, I'm so gonna be listening to this song tomorrow. I did say that this song was like the easy of this album, and it definitely lives up to that. Oh my god, I'm so in love with this song. This is super catchy. Stray Kids everywhere, all around the world. You make Stray Kids stay. We know that. We all know that. Okay, so as I said, we're definitely checking this one out, but I did not expect it to be as good as it was. Like, holy hell. Instantly, my favorite song of the album so far, outside of obviously the title track, but it's instantly more easier to get into than Be Me, and it's just as interesting as the Tortoise and the Hare, and it's just as catchy in terms of the rapping as well. I love it. It's like the best out of the last two songs combined into a song, and I freaking love it. It's genuinely the easy of this album, because in Go Live there was the title track, which was God's Menu, and then there was Easy, and those two songs out of that album are the two songs that I've listened to the most out of that album. And in this case, I've listened to Backdoor quite a lot, and I feel like I'm gonna listen to Any a lot as well. I'll probably listen to the other ones just as I did for the other song of Go Live, but Any and Backdoor are going to be the songs that I listen to the most. And yeah, we're just listening to this one a second time, so let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. I just love how very quickly it starts. And right off the bat, it's super catchy with the rapping. I kinda like the vibe or the sound that it's going for right here. It's making me nostalgic for a song that I remember listening to in my childhood that I would never be able to find again, because I have no idea what the song even sounded like that much, but I felt this feeling before. I love that nostalgia feeling that this song is giving me. Man, Stray Kids has the most unique music ever. Man, I love his swag. And it's so damn catchy. It's a shame that the best song so far has been the shortest one. Man, I love how the audio of this was actually like surround, even though I have like just a buffer, like a subwoofer with like two headphones, I think, speakers with two speakers. It sounded like it was coming from right behind me, so I was like worried that somebody was knocking on my door. So that's really good, even on like the audio production side of things. That's commitment to really making a good song. I love that. But yeah, again, that was a freaking really good song. It's catchy, it's fun, it's exciting, and it's a really good use of autotune, honestly. I don't want to drag BTS into this again, because I keep doing that, and I just can't stop myself from doing it, but I don't like what they've been doing with their releases since Boy With Love, honestly, it's when it really started to go down with the amount of autotune that they're doing in their B-sides. I just don't like it. And in the title track as well. I think it's just ruining so many of the songs. And I've complained about it. And some might say that I end up hating all of autotune, but I've seen people say that what BTS is doing with the autotune in every single song of theirs, in every single one of their albums recently, is just a stylistic choice. In my opinion, after you do it a couple of times, it stops being a stylistic choice and it becomes a gimmick or an excuse, or saying that it's a stylistic choice is just an excuse to excuse them from doing a dumb choice with their music. In this case, for Stray Kids and Zenny, this is genuinely a stylistic choice because they don't really use that much autotune in their other songs. It's not like they're hiding their skills in singing or anything, they're just using it to spice up this song. It's the kind of song that benefits having an autotune as a gimmick. Well, for BTS songs, with the songs that they are, which is like very wholesome, cutesy love songs for the fans, I don't think those kind of songs should have autotune. It feels wrong. Makes those songs feel insincere, which is why it's my problem that they do it with every single one of their songs. If it's for one song like Black Swan, that's fine, but it's in every single song. Although, as I said in some of my recent reactions, like the one to Enhypen, it seems like they've toned it down a little bit with some of their more recent releases, so I'm excited to check out their B album to see whether they've actually toned it down in that album as well. Because they seem to have toned it down in Film Out, which I didn't do a reaction for it because it's a Japanese track, and I don't really mess with Japanese tracks too much because they're very tricky with copyright, and also because Big Hit for some reason is being, or should I say Hype, are being assholes about copyright and ended up blocking my reaction to Map of the Soul when I did it in early 2020. So yeah. But I'm going on a tangent here and talking about something that has nothing to do with Stray Kids, so let's get back to Stray Kids. I love this song. I'm honestly gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It blew me away by how catchy it is, how interesting it is, and I freaking love the rapping. It's everything I love about Stray Kids put into a song. And as I said, it's also the best sides of the last two songs put into one, so obviously it's getting a 10 out of 10. Even though I feel like after listening to it more in a few days, I'm probably gonna feel like it's even more than that, but it's a 10 out of 10. It's a really great song. I'm happy that there was a as good song as this in the B-sides. But we still have 4 more songs to check out, and only one of them is gonna be in this video. So let's get into the last song of this first part of the reaction, called X. Let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Is this one going to be a more calmer, wholesome song? I love how many of Stray Kids' songs actually get music videos. And they're actually pretty good music videos as well. Like, most new groups would use these kind of music videos for their actual comeback, while Stray Kids just has them as just another video, you know? I'm noticing that Felix is singing more in these songs, which is fine, but I think he's better as a rapper. Oh, that's making me thirsty. So I guess this song is going to be the blueprint of this album. Like the more calm and wholesome song. Han showing off his vocals. Hell yes. honestly, everybody's showing off their vocals in this. I'm trying to notice whether Changmin is doing some vocals. If only they'll show him. Hey, I've also done that whenever I'm showering. Wait, is that Changbin? That was 100% Changbin singing. I don't think I've ever actually like heard him sing in a Stray Kids song, because I've watched the video in which he was on Masked Singer, and it's cool that they actually gave him singing lines in this one, because this seems like to be very much a singing-based song with almost exclusively singing. It just shows how versatile in terms of their skills Stray Kids are. Like, even though the group is like has like 5 rappers, all of those rappers can sing as well, and they're pretty good at it as well. Okay, so again, this was another really good song. I think this is probably one of the best songs to show off Stray Kids' vocals, and solely their vocals, because I feel like most fans of Stray Kids are not necessarily into the group for their vocals, because the group, as I said, has like 5 rappers, and I mean it's actually 6 rappers, because there's Bangchan, Felix, Han, Changbin, Han, Lino. That's 6, and then there's Sungmin and In, who are vocals. But also Lino frequently ends up singing as well. So they have like 6 rappers and 2 vocals. So it makes sense that most fans are going to be into this group for their rapping, which is completely justified, because they're some of the best, if not the best rappers of the 4th generation, or they're more like generation 3.5, because they're one of the first groups, if not the first group of the 4th generation, at least what I consider the beginning of the 4th generation. But they also have a very slightly similar style to the 3rd generation, so they're kind of in that middle ground. But I think this song is actually really good at showing solely their vocal skills, and how just because Woojin is not in the group anymore doesn't mean that the group is lacking in vocals or anything. Everybody managed to shine in this song, regardless of whether they're mainly rappers or mainly vocals. All of them had really good moments in this song, and I think that's one of the best songs for this, and I feel like anybody who likes more vocal based songs are going to be able to enjoy this song, which is why I honestly could give this song a 10 out of 10 for that as well. But considering the fact that these kind of songs are just not my favorite thing, like, even though it was a fine song and I'm a fan of Stray Kids, so I almost always like any Stray Kids song for one reason or another, I'm probably never gonna listen to this song again, so I kind of personally want to give it like an 8.2 out of 10, which you might think it's a little bit of a lower score, but that's how I feel like it is. But I feel like the most fair rating that I can give to this song is probably like a 9 out of 10, because I gave all of the other songs like above 9 because I really like them and I think are really interesting. And I don't feel like this song would objectively deserve any less than a 9, because it's a good song for what it's trying to do. It's just that what it's trying to do, it's not really my favorite thing to listen to, you know? But it's still a good song, so who am I to judge? But yeah, so this is it for the first half of the album reaction for Stray Kids. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter, where you can follow me over there, and to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon, where you can pledge support and help with the channel going. It helps support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!